Hi everyone, and welcome to this short briefing session on some of the important initiatives that we are undertaking to improve the student experience at the college next year and to satisfy the ever-increasing demands of Ofsted. We'll be looking at developing the strategy around information and guidance that we give to students, along with the introduction of compulsory work experience on courses all across the college. And finally, we're going to outline the new maths and English qualifications that we're introducing next year, the way we're going to timetable them and how we will teach them, which will change quite significantly. Information, advice and guidance is going to have an impact on the way we recruit learners next year. There needs to be a clear line of sight for learners towards a specified career goal, and it's our job to make sure that their learning programme works directly towards this goal. Quite rightly, we need to be seen as being truthful and transparent at every stage to the students in the college. The majority of the complaints that we received last year were all about students not being told what the course entailed, and sometimes maths and English were not even mentioned at all. Sally's here now to let you know how these changes will affect us all at the college.
Information and guidance is important because it will impact on everything we do to help students succeed at their chosen vocation. Appropriate and timely information, advice and guidance supports learning effectively. At an Ofsted inspection, the visiting inspectors will consider the effectiveness of timely IAG provided to learners on their next steps in training, education and employment, our pre-course IAG and that provided through links with other relevant organisations, guidance and induction to introduce learners to the structure and demands of the programme and their rights and responsibilities as a learner, and finally, planning to provide coherent progression routes for learners. I would also like to take this opportunity to remind everyone that it's crucial all staff ensure applicants' predicted grades match the entry criteria. Otherwise, we will not be able to enrol applicants onto any course who does not possess the right entry levels.
The strategy for getting young people into employment is one of this government's major drivers in the FE sector. And with this in mind, the college are adopting a strategy that will see work experience as an essential part of our course planning. We're back to that clear line of sight to a specified career goal. Work experience will need to be supervised or organised by the college and must be relevant to the area of study. And this is where we can get creative with how we're going to organise this level of work experience. Jackie Rogers is here to tell us more.
Work experience is an integral part of the study programme. All learners will have to participate in either a work experience placement or experience the world of work through activities such as visits or guest speakers. This will be part of their annual hours for the programme of study. Each course will have an entitlement of 70 hours, approximately 2 weeks, and this will be specific to each curriculum area and course. Curriculum leaders with their teams will need to decide what is most appropriate for each course. For example, it may be a week out on placement, doing work experience, and the remaining hours could be visits and guest speakers. For most areas, it will be building on what they already do with their students, as we are aware there's a lot of activity across college and departments. Where curriculum has mandatory work experience within a programme, this will count towards the hours of the programme of study. We will have to show individualised timetables for the work experience element of each programme of study. So, for example, when it is, what it is, where it will be and for how long. This will be uploaded onto the forecast by the heads of department to ensure timetables allow for this activity. A purpose-made preparation for work bootcamp programme will be developed for all learners who attend a placement on an employer's premise. This has to be delivered prior to embarking on the placement. A purpose-made preparation for work bootcamp programme will be developed for all learners who attend a placement on an employer's premises. This has to be delivered prior to embarking on the placement. There will be a programme developed for employers so they are fully prepared to take a learner into their organisation. Work experience has to be meaningful and there will need to be learning outcomes developed for each activity. Gradebook will be developed to ensure all activity with employers is logged for audit purposes. There will be the development of a learner logbook so that they can evidence their learning, attendance and employer involvement. All college activity concerning the provision of work experience will be together under one brand, the Job Shop. This will encompass the work experience team and the current staff in BDU who are responsible for placing apprenticeships. All work experience where learners are on an employer's premises must be organised through the Job Shop team, with the appropriate health and safety checks and CRBs having been carried out to ensure the safety of our learners and protect the employers. Obtaining and maintaining work placements is everyone's responsibility, and if we get this right, we will open up opportunities for our learners which will enable them to relate the theory of the classroom to the practical world of work, whilst at the same time preparing them for their next stage in their career.
I'm sure you will have noticed an increased emphasis around the development of English and maths skills coming from a variety of angles, the government, Ofsted, employers, all saying that as a nation, too many people lack these basic skills in these vital subjects. The college are going to introduce new study programmes to reflect this concern, and all tutors are challenged with improving the maths and English skills of our learners, whatever course they choose and whatever their current ability is. Matt Allen is here with more information.
The college is committed to working all learners towards a minimum level in maths and English of level 2, or GCSE A* to C, by the time they leave us on the next step of their journey into further study or employment. Without these skills, we are not really preparing our learners fully for the demands of university or the requirements of the workplace. Indeed, it is a funding requirement that those learners who do not currently have level 2 in maths and or English have this as part of their study programme. It's also a priority for Ofsted to evidence that the development of maths and English is not only confined to the English and maths sessions, but is apparent in all sessions that a learner attends. I'll be working with the heads of department to support this over the coming weeks, and this will be an ongoing process over the next 12 months. My staff will be providing training and support on this for all vocational tutors. However, that's a bit of background as to what will be happening in these areas in the near future. More importantly is how this affects the next round of skills days, and we suggest the following procedure around English and maths in these sessions. In order to address the increased functionality in the English and maths final assessments, the college has invested in a new online assessment tool to replace BKSB. The first part of this is an online test, which is entry-level checker, which all learners will complete and sit on the skills days in the Learning Resource Centres. These sessions can be booked with Julie Harding or Roger Clegg. The level checkers for both English and maths are a series of questions that will give an initial level to inform vocational areas about the capability of that learner to cope with the academic demand of the vocational course. Each online test is limited to 25 minutes, so you need to allow an hour to an hour and a quarter in your planning for the delivery of these tests within your skills day sessions. Once the tests are completed, the results are produced on screen instantly, and each subject result will need to be recorded by the course tutor before the learner moves on or closes the assessment. The learning resource staff will assist with this if needed. The results of these tests need to be discussed at interview, and the importance of English and maths as part of their development should be highlighted to the learner. It's important that we don't refuse anyone a place due to their level of English and maths, but where the level of English and maths is 2 or more levels below that of the vocational course, the learner should be made aware that such a level is really below what we would expect, and that additional time and effort will be needed to improve these areas, and that we will support them in this. This year we have around 300 learners on level 3 courses who have screened at entry 3 in maths, English or both. And if you consider that entry 3 is around the ability you would expect of an 11-year-old, you will appreciate this gap is huge. These learners will need extra support in these areas to enable them to achieve, and this should be discussed up front at interview. However, the level checker is only part of the assessment process, and all learners who enrol with us will be sitting a combined initial assessment and diagnostic in September during their first couple of weeks at college. This assessment, coupled with GCSE results, which will be confirmed by then, will determine the qualification route each learner will take in maths and English. Some learners will follow a functional skills qualification, and where appropriate, GCSE will be offered, and I will be discussing these options with the heads of department shortly. It could be that a further assessment is required for the one-year GCSE option, but this will be confirmed in due course. All learners, regardless of prior qualifications or previous BKSB screenings, will sit this new assessment in September, so that each learner has a recorded level of English and maths, so that the vocational area can address any areas of improvement alongside the functional skills staff. I will also be offering level 3 maths and English for those learners for whom this is an appropriate qualification. I anticipate that for those studying functional skills, we will be looking at 1.5 to 2 hours per week per subject, and slightly more, probably 2.5 to 3 hours, for those studying GCSE, but this is still yet to be confirmed. I am also looking into the possibility of streaming to give the learners the best chance of achievement, and I will be working with the heads of department to establish what provision we can offer for learners who already have achieved A star to C. The key message at interview is that we will continue to develop maths and English for all learners, and this should be communicated as a positive to the learner and to parents alike. Whilst I appreciate we are and always will be a vocational college, we can't afford to ignore the growing importance of maths and English. Now, my staff will not be administrating or marking the fact file this year, but I would recommend that learners do complete it, as I think it contains useful information that can be discussed at interview. So, to summarise, all learners to sit level checker at skills days, and results to be noted by the course tutor as the assessments are completed and results discussed at interview. 2, learners to be informed that maths and English will continue to be developed throughout their time with us, and extra support will be available for those who fall 2 levels below that of the vocational course. And we really need to sell this in a very positive manner. And 3, further assessment to take place in September, where qualification routes will be finalised. If you need anything further information about this, then please let me know.
As most of you are aware, many of our students go on to study at university. However, these are the students that often arrive with very strong GCSE results, and not all of our students arrive with this level of ability. For these students, we can help by offering them support and guidance by suggesting an apprenticeship route into employment. And Cheryl Wiseman is here now with some more detail.
An apprenticeship is a pathway to a rewarding career. It's an alternative to university without the debt. An apprenticeship is a real job with training, so you can earn while you learn and pick up recognised qualifications while you go. If you live in England and are over 16 and not in education, you can apply. They take between 1 and 4 years to complete and cover over 1,400 job roles in a wide range of industries, from things like finance, engineering, new technologies, accountancy, and Oldham College offers many different apprenticeship routes. All employed apprentices will get a wage. The current apprenticeship national minimum wage is £2.65 per hour. However, as skills develop, many employers tend to increase the wage. In fact, research has actually shown that apprentices can now earn up to £170 per week. Like most other employees, you will be given at least 20 days paid holiday a year, as well as the statutory bank holidays. An apprenticeship is made up of 4 elements: employers' rights and responsibilities, which covers health and safety, maths and English, unless you're exempt, which is currently you must have a C or above, a technical certificate, which is the theory of your chosen route, and an assessment of your competence, which is you being observed or putting into practice your chosen vocational route. Your apprenticeship is supported by the college as the trainer, the employer as the workplace employee, and it's their combined responsibility, including yours, to achieve in a timely and successful manner. Doing an apprenticeship gives you the opportunity to earn and be more employable in your chosen career. You can find out more information at oldham.ac.uk/apprenticeships or apprenticeships.org.uk.
That's it for this programme. If anyone's got any queries about anything that's been said, please ask your line manager for clarification. When we've run sessions like this in the past, you, as the experts, have come up with solutions that have helped us with the delivery of all of our new procedures. So, should any of you have any ideas how we can improve any of the things that we spoke about today, please make sure you let us know. And finally, can I just thank you all for watching.